The day I became a scam buster. The call came on an ordinary Tuesday morning. Sunlight spilled across my desk, warming the clutter of notebooks and half-finished homework. My phone buzzed with a number I didn't recognize, one of those long ones with no name attached. Normally, I'd swipe it away. But that morning, I remembered Grandma almost sending thousands of dollars to a scammer who claimed I was in jail. My jaw tightened. I answered. A robotic voice barked, "This is the National Bank. Your account has been compromised. Press 1 to speak to a security officer." Most people would hang up. Instead, I smiled. Not today. Today I fight back. Act 1. The Pretend Victim. I pressed 1. A man's voice came through, smooth as oil, but hollow, with a metallic ring like a cheap headset echoing in an empty hallway. "Hello, sir," he said. "We've detected suspicious activity in your account. If you don't secure your funds immediately, you could lose everything." I clutched my chest for effect, though he couldn't see me. "My money? Oh no, please, you must help me." My voice trembled, old and fragile, the way Grandma's does when she's worried. The scammer's tone softened into fake sympathy. "Don't worry, sir. I will guide you. You must transfer your balance into a secure account." "Wait," I croaked. "Let me grab my glasses. Can't see a thing without them." I laid the phone on my desk, tapped the speaker, and strolled around the room, whistling the Mission Impossible theme. I tapped my pen against the desk like a ticking clock. How long before he snaps? After a full minute, I returned. "All right, I'm ready." "What's the number?" He read off a string of digits. I repeated them back, deliberately mixing them up. "Sir," he said, his voice losing its calm edge. It grew tight, raspy with irritation. "Please focus." Sorry, I said brightly. "Did you say 7 or heaven?" Act 2. The lawyer arrives. That's when my sister slipped into the room. She didn't knock, she never knocks. She tapped my shoulder sharply, making me jump, then tilted her head. "Scammer?" she whispered. I nodded. She grinned, her eyes gleaming with mischief, as though I'd just invited her on a secret mission. She snatched up another phone, dropped her voice an octave, and introduced herself smoothly. "This is Attorney Susan, my client's legal representative. Before any transfer happens, please provide your employee badge number and branch location." The scammer stuttered. Yes, my badge number is 4821. My sister's thumbs danced over her screen, her face set in deep concentration. Then she gasped, loud enough for him to hear. "Interesting," she said, slow and deliberate. "That badge belongs to an officer who retired 5 years ago." The silence that followed was thick, like static before a storm. I pressed my fist to my lips, trying not to laugh. The scammer scrambled. No, you checked the wrong system." "Oh, I don't think so," she countered smoothly. "I work closely with the National Fraud Bureau. We have all the systems." Act 3. The Breaking Point. His voice cracked now, rising higher with panic. "Listen, time is running out. Transfer the money or you will lose everything." I gasped like a man about to faint. "Everything? Even my grandmother's diamond ring?" "Yes, everything." That was my cue. I dropped the trembling old man act and spoke sharp, steady, and clear. "Funny you should say that, because everything you've said is being recorded. And right now, my friend at the police station is tracing this call." Silence. Then a muttered curse, and the line went dead. Act 4. Sweet Revenge. My sister collapsed onto my bed, laughing so hard she had to bury her face in a pillow. You should have seen his face. She gasped, even though of course we hadn't seen anything. While I'd been distracting him, she had searched his number online. It was already flagged on scam busting sites. Together, we uploaded our recording of the call to a forum. The comments poured in. Legendary. You wasted his time beautifully. That lawyer part? Genius. Thanks for sharing. People need to hear this. Act 5, the second call. The very next morning, another strange number popped up on my screen. I leaned back in my chair, folded my arms, and answered. Hello, a new voice said. We're calling about your car's extended warranty. I tilted my head back and laughed so hard it startled the caller into silence. Then I swiveled in my chair to face my sister. She was leaning in the doorway, arms crossed, eyebrows raised. Without a word, I just shook my head. She smirked knowingly, like a soldier being called back to battle. I turned back to the phone and said, Buddy, you have no idea who you just called. And so, round 2 began. Epilogue, the real lesson. That day taught me more than how to waste a scammer's time. It showed me how they live off fear, fast talk, fake threats, pressure tactics. They win only if you panic. But panic is powerless against laughter. And from that day on, I knew this: a good prank, a clever friend, and a little bit of nerve can turn the worst phone call into the best story of the week.
It's time to study new words in context. 1. Clutter. Definition: a messy collection of things that are scattered around with no order. Example: the desk was covered in clutter, with books, papers, and pens piled everywhere. 2. I clutched my chest for effect. Definition: to grab or hold the chest dramatically, not because of real pain, but to make the situation seem more serious or emotional. Example: he clutched his chest for effect, pretending to faint when he heard the shocking news. 3. Croaked. Definition: to speak in a rough, low, or weak voice, often because of age, sickness, or emotion. Example: the old man croaked a greeting, his voice trembling with exhaustion. 4. Its calm edge. Definition: the smooth and controlled tone in someone's voice that makes them sound steady or confident. Example: the teacher's voice lost its calm edge when the class grew noisy and ignored her instructions. 5. Raspy. Definition: a harsh, rough, or scratchy sound in someone's voice. Example: after shouting at the concert all night, his voice was raspy the next morning. 6. Stuttered. Definition: to speak with repeated pauses or sounds, often because of nervousness or difficulty. Example: the student stuttered during his presentation, struggling to find the right words. 7. Swiveled. Definition: to turn or rotate something, especially while staying in the same place. Example: she swiveled in her chair to face the person calling her from behind. 8. Smirked. Definition: to smile in a way that shows satisfaction, pride, or a secret joke. Example: he smirked when he saw his friend trip, clearly amused by the accident. 9. A good prank. Definition: a playful trick or joke done to surprise or amuse someone, usually not to cause harm. Example: the students planned a good prank by filling the teacher's office with balloons. 10. Compromised. Definition: we say something is compromised when it has been weakened, harmed, or placed in danger, often so it cannot be trusted or is no longer safe. Example: the computer system was compromised after a hacker broke through its security.
Comprehension questions. 1. Why did the narrator decide to answer the suspicious phone call instead of hanging up? Answer: he remembered how his grandmother had almost lost her savings to a scammer and wanted to fight back instead of ignoring the call. 2. How was the scammer's voice described when he first spoke? Answer: his voice was smooth as oil, but had a hollow, metallic echo like a cheap headset in an empty hallway. 3. What excuse did the narrator give to stall the scammer? Early in the conversation, answer, he pretended he needed to go get his glasses before writing down the account number. 4. What tune did the narrator whistle while the scammer waited? Answer, the Mission Impossible theme song. 5. How did the narrator purposely frustrate the scammer? When repeating the account number, answer, he kept mixing up the digits and asking silly questions, like whether the scammer had said 7 or heaven. 6. How did the sister make her entrance into the story? Answer, she slipped into the room, tapped the narrator on the shoulder to startle him, mouthed scammer, and then joined in the game. 7. What role did the sister pretend to play, and what did she demand from the scammer? Answer, she pretended to be Attorney Susan and demanded his employee badge number and branch location. 8. Why did the scammer panic when the sister questioned him? Answer, she claimed the badge number he gave actually belonged to an officer who retired 5 years ago, making his lie obvious. 9. What final trick did the narrator use to scare the scammer into hanging up? Answer, he dropped his old man act and said everything was being recorded and that the call was being traced by the police. 10. How did the narrator and his sister get revenge after the call ended? Answer, they uploaded the recording of the scammer to a scam-busting forum, where others praised them for wasting his time. 11. What happened the next day that acted as a punchline to the story? Answer, the narrator received another scam call about a car's extended warranty, and he laughed, looked at his sister, shook his head, and told the caller, you have no idea who you just called. 12. What is the main lesson the narrator learned from the experience? Answer, scammers feed on fear and panic, but laughter, cleverness, and teamwork can take away their power. A bad call can be turned into a good story.